Petrol prices have cracked $2 a litre in parts of the country. At the same time, BMW launches the first Neue Klasse Electric SUV in Australia, promising up to 805 kilometres of range and undercutting its luxury rivals. Meanwhile, the entire EV industry is fighting to protect the tax discount that saves thousands every year. This is Plugged In Australia. G'day and welcome to Plugged In Australia on today, Wednesday, the 11th of March 2026. And the EV news cycle is moving fast. Petrol is pushing past $2 a litre in places, maybe even more. I've seen $2.40 in some places. BMW has just launched the first Neue Klasse model on our shores, and there's fresh momentum on policy and new metal. We're going to stick to the facts as always, giving you every spec that matters for us Aussie drivers. Let's get into it. BMW has officially launched the iX3 50 xDrive here, the first production Neue Klasse electric vehicle on Australian soil. It's priced from $109,900 plus on roads, which undercuts the Audi Q6 e-tron Quattro, the Porsche Macan 4, the Polestar 3 long-range dual motor, and the Genesis electrified GV70. And they cuts them down by several $1,000s. It's about $5,000 more than the outgoing iX3 M Sport Pro, but comes with completely new dedicated EV platform and 6th generation eDrive. Under the floor sits a 108.7 kilowatt-hour battery with cylindrical cells and an 800-volt architecture. BMW claims up to 805 kilometers on the WLTP cycle in its base spec, currently the longest range of any new vehicle you can buy in Australia. Fit the M Sport package and 20-inch wheels and it drops to 793 kilometres. The no-cost 20-inch aero wheels keep it at 102 kilometres, while 22-inch wheels bring it back to 737 kilometres. Real-world figures will be lower, of course, but the headline number is impressive for long hauls. Power is 345 kilowatt and 645 newton meters from the dual motor xDrive setup, enough for 0 to 100 k's in 4.9 seconds with a 210 kilometer an hour top speed. DC fast charging peaks at 400 kilowatts, which should give you a 10 to 80% in 21 minutes. AC home charging is rated at the full 22 kilowatts for 3-phase, so a full charge from empty will take you 5.5 hours. Energy consumption, they're saying, is 15.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is pretty good. Standard kit is generous, as you would expect, a 43.3-inch panoramic vision projection across the windscreen base. If you haven't seen that, just YouTube the Neue Klasse and just have a look. It looks awesome. 17.9-inch central touchscreen running the new operating system X, 3D head-up display, Harman Kardon audio, Veganza, synthetic leather, heated front seats and steering wheel, a panoramic glass roof, parking assistant plus, dynamic assistant plus, with active cruise control and lane centering, and the full M Sport package will come with blue brake calipers, something different. Options will include, as I mentioned, the 21 and 22-inch wheels. They'll be about $2,500. The M Sport Package Pro will be $3,500. Leather upholstery rather than the synthetic leather will be an additional $4,000. You want a tow bar? That's $2,500. You want a tow bar preparation? That's $2,500. Don't even get an actual tow bar. And then a cheaper rear drive iX340 is confirmed for early 2027. So as we reported earlier when the global reveal happened, this is the model that will kick off BMW's next EV era. Pricing and range make it a serious contender in the 110 to 140k luxury EV space. Keeping with the premium theme, Porsche has slotted a third model into its electric Cayenne lineup, the Cayenne S Electric. It sits between the base Cayenne Electric and the flagship Turbo Electric and is now open for orders in Australia at, wait for it, 193 grand plus on roads, with deliveries expected in the third quarter of 2026. It uses the same 108 kilowatt hour usable, so 113 kilowatt hour gross, battery pack as the rest of the range, and delivers 400 kilowatt standard, jumping to 490 kilowatt with overboost and launch control. A push to pass button gives an extra 90 kilowatt for up to 10 seconds. 0 to 100 takes 3.8 seconds, and top speed is limited to 250 kilometers an hour. WLTP range is rated at 653 kilometers. DC fast charging is rated at 400 kilowatt, 10 to 80% in 16 minutes. That's thanks to its 800 volt architecture. An optional Porsche wireless charging pad will automatically lower the car onto the pad using air suspension and start charging without cables. However, Porsche hasn't confirmed Australian availability for that option as yet. Standard equipment includes dual motor all-wheel drive, rear axle steering, 20-inch Cayenne S Aero wheels, a 781-litre boot, which will expand to just under 1,600 litres when the seats are folded. You've got a 4-zone climate control, Bose audio system, panoramic roof, and privacy glass. There is an optional off-road package, which will lift the towing capacity to 3.5 tonne, give you a ground clearance of up to 245 mil, and a wading depth of 550 mil. You can also add Porsche Active Ride Suspension, ceramic brakes, and torque vectoring plus. The Cayenne Electric range now gives buyers a proper choice between the entry-level 300 kilowatt model at 167,800, this S model we mentioned, and the 630 kilowatt turbo at just over $250,000. Lotus has confirmed a plug-in hybrid version of the Eletre, badged Eletre X, will launch in the UK and Europe with delivery starting in the fourth quarter of 2026. Australian availability is still unconfirmed, though local distributor discussions are ongoing. The powertrain combines permanent magnet motors on both axles with a 2-litre turbo 4-cylinder petrol engine that can act as a generator or drive the front wheels directly. Total system output is 700 kilowatt and 935 newton meters, good for a 0 to 100 kilometer an hour sprint in 3.3 seconds. The battery is relatively large, 70 kilowatt hour pack, giving 420 kilometers of pure electric range on the Chinese CLTC cycle. The vehicle can run in pure EV, series hybrid, or parallel hybrid modes. It rides on a different platform to the pure electric Eletre, shared with the Zeekr 9X, and is built in Wuhan alongside the Emeya sedan. In China, it's already on sale as the Eletre for Me and almost looks identical to the EV version. Now, last year, only 9 pure Electres found homes in Australia, so a plug-in hybrid could help volumes in the ultra-luxury large SUV segment, where it currently trails the Lamborghini Urus, BMW XM, and others. We will keep watching for local confirmation. Mercedes has unveiled the VLE, an all-electric luxury van designed to replace the traditional black S-Class for VIP transport or large families. It seats up to 8 with fully reconfigurable power-adjustable seats that include massage, calf rests, and app-controlled repositioning. Battery capacity is 119 kilowatt hour total, of which 115 is usable and is sitting on an 800 volt architecture. WLTP range exceeds 700 kilometers. US estimates sit around 603 kilometers. Single motor front drive version makes approximately 203 kilowatts and takes about 9.5 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour. The dual motor 4MATIC version produces approximately 305 kilowatts and hits 100 kilometers an hour in roughly 6.5 seconds. DC fast charging can be had and will add about 354 kilometers of range in 15 minutes. Features include a 31.3-inch 8K rear screen that will drop from the roof, individual rear tablets, power sliding doors, rear wheel steering for a turning circle that should be comparable to a CLA, air suspension, and a full-width LED light bar at the rear. Long wheelbase models only for the US markets initially, with deliveries from late 2027. Now, while Australian timing and pricing are yet to be announced, this is really the exact kind of premium people mover that could appeal to corporate fleets, airport transfers, or large families wanting silent, spacious, luxury transport without the running costs of a V8. Tesla's dedicated semi-truck factory in Nevada is almost finished and will have a capacity of 50,000 units a year once fully online. Recent photos show updated production semis parked at new charging stalls at the semi-factoring nearing completion message from Tesla itself. The 2025 updated semis offer more than 800 kilometers of range, 800 kilowatt peak power, and energy consumption as low as 1.06 kilowatt hours per kilometre. And that's in independent trials by DHL, the freight logistics company. It supports a 1.2 megawatt ultra-fast charging and has been refined for better aerodynamics, payload, and future autonomous operations. Pilot fleets have been running with Pepsi. They have about 50 trucks. Other companies in the US, Walmart, Costco, and they've all been running since 2022. Mass production will finally give the heavy freight sector a zero-emission long-haul option at scale. Now, the Semi isn't confirmed for Australia yet. The efficiency numbers and charging infrastructure progress are directly relevant to our own trucking decarbonisation push, and also everything that's going on with the price of diesel. It's going to take a long time, but it's something that we've got to start somewhere on these sorts of things. Donut Labs' novel Donut solid-state battery design has cleared two critical real-world tests: the extreme heat tolerance and long-term charge retention. The cylindrical cell format reportedly achieves 400 watt-hours per kilogram energy density while maintaining performance in temperatures of up to 100 degrees Celsius and showing minimal degradation after repeated fast charging cycles. It's really promising technology that could eventually deliver faster, safer charging and longer lasting packs for everything from passenger cars to commercial vehicles. There's obviously no production timeline yet, but any breakthrough that improves heat tolerance and retention is worth watching closely in Australia's hot climate. Petrol and diesel prices have climbed past $2 a litre in several states, and the numbers are starting to bite. Industry groups including the Electric Vehicle Council, the Australian Automobile Dealers Association, and others have launched the Keep the EV Tax Discount campaign to protect the fringe benefits tax exemption for salary packaged electric vehicles. The exemption currently applies to more than 114,000 EVs and saves drivers roughly $3,000 a year in running costs compared with petrol equivalents. A government review is underway, and there are fears the concession could be scaled back or removed, which groups warn would deliver an EV cold shower, just as adoption is accelerating. The Electric Vehicle Council is calling for stronger support measures to keep the momentum. On the infrastructure side, Victoria's Parliament is holding a public hearing tomorrow, the 12th of March, into electricity supply for electric vehicles, looking at grid capacity, charging standards, and planning for future demand. Great Wall Motor has finalised Australian specs for the Tank 300 plug-in hybrid SUV. It's expected to arrive in April, priced from around $55,990 drive away, with 300 kilowatt combined power, 750 newton meters of torque, a 37 kilowatt hour battery for up to 150 kilometers of electric range, and a 3-ton towing capacity. Meanwhile, the affordable Aura 5 small electric SUV is gaining hybrid powertrains in China, including a 1.5 litre HEV version, claiming 4.5 litres per 100 kilometres. And local reports suggest a plug-in hybrid variant could follow for Australia. These moves could give buyers more flexibility while GWM continues to expand its electrified lineup. And in Western Australia, operators are pushing forward with electrification beyond the main Trans-Perth suburban network, particularly in remote regional areas where full battery electric vehicles face infrastructure challenges. Perth-based equipment rental agency Kuwu Rentals has taken a pioneering step by taking delivery of Scania's first electric hybrid powered coach chassis in WA, fitted with the latest Ariza i6 body. This marks the introduction of 2 new Scania Ariza electric hybrid coaches into their fleet as part of the company's Charge Forward program, which initially focused on deploying battery electric utes for mining clients. The hybrid setup is seen as an ideal bridge for customers wanting to cut emissions without the range anxiety or heavy reliance on charging infrastructure that comes with pure EVs, especially in remote mining operations or long-distance charter work where refueling flexibility is key. According to Scania Bus and Coach National Sales and Contract Manager for Victoria, South Australia and WA, Jamie Atkinson, the electric hybrid combination is perfect for operators reducing their carbon footprint without coping with range limitations or major infrastructure investment. Kuwu Rentals General Manager echoes this, noting the Scania Ariza electric hybrid is a great addition to their lower emission fleet options for clients. The hybrid powertrain delivers an instant saving of around 25% in fuel burn and tailpipe emissions compared to conventional diesel coaches. That's a significant reduction for high utilisation applications like mining shuttles or regional services. To push emissions reductions even further, closer to parity with full battery electric vehicles, the operators suggest running these hybrids on renewable diesel fuels such as B100 biodiesel or HVO, which is hydro-treated vegetable oil. With fuel often stored in bulk on mine sites, this could realistically drive CO2 savings towards 85% while maintaining the same operational flexibility. The move highlights that even in WA's vast remote regions where charging networks are sparse, plug-in hybrids and electric hybrids offer a practical path to decarbonisation. It complements the broader state push for electric buses in Metro Perth, where over 100 electric units are now in service or on order, with depots like Malaga, Joondalup and upcoming Jandakot, sorry I've butchered those names, upgrades supporting that can support travel up to 300 kilometres per charge and have substantial emission savings per vehicle. But for areas outside the grid-heavy suburbs, hybrids are proving they can deliver meaningful savings and lower emissions right now, without waiting for full infrastructure rollout. It's a pragmatic, business case-driven approach that shows electrification isn't just for cities. Regional and remote operators are finding ways to make it work too. And that wraps up this episode of Plugged In Australia. Plenty of new models, rural range improvements, and timely policy reminders that the savings are still there if we protect them. Thanks for listening. As always, if you have any feedback whatsoever, any questions, please send me an email, info@pluggedinaustralia.com.au. And until the next time, stay plugged in and stay charged. Ci vediamo.